No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
7 whole minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour, and welcoming you officially to Hard Facts on the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Mary Okon, and this will be your most authentic news experience, and you, like I always say, can take that to the bank. So from now till 5 o'clock, it promises to be an interesting conversation filled with facts and information that will not just educate you, but entertain you. And this is what we're going to do in the next 2 hours. Once again, my name is Mary Okon, and this is the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Timian Crescent, Victoria Island. But then you can listen to us from wherever you are in the world, even on Mars. All you need to do is download the Nigeria Info FM mobile application. That way you can take us everywhere you go. Are you ready for the big stories for today? Well, here they are. The biggest story for today is River State, and River State is actually more like has taken over all of the big stories today. In fact, the three of my three big stories are from River State. Anyway, first story here says Rivers justifies demolition of assembly complex, saying building is unsafe for lawmakers. Do I give you some background? Yes, I will. Well, the River State government has explained the reason for the demolition of the State House Assembly complex. Now, the Punch newspaper reports that bulldozers moved into the complex on Wednesday and began demolition of the facility located along Moscow Road, Port Harcourt. The State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Joseph Johnson, gave the explanation in a statement issued in Port Harcourt on Wednesday morning. Yes. Apparently, Johnson said it was due to the fire that gutted the complex and destroyed the property worth millions of naira, which he said rendered the facility unfit, underline the word, unfit for legislation. So there you go. And that's the explanation that the River State government is giving. Away from that, and still staying in River State, one of our other big stories for today is that the courts in Rivers have paved way for 4 lawmakers loyal to Fubara to control the River State House of Assembly for greater than 26. Only in Nigeria. Well, let's get that story, okay? A state high court in Port Harcourt has declared the way for the 4-member River State House of Assembly, backed by Governor Similaye Fubara, to hold legislative business without interference. A judge, M.W. Danagogo, gave the order on Tuesday in a suit filed by Edison Ehie on behalf of himself and the Rivers Assembly. The Assembly had since late October split into 2 factions following the attempt by some lawmakers to impeach Governor Fubara, a development that led to the bombing of a section of the House of Assembly complex, which of course is now being bulldozed. If you were listening to Joyce's show, one of our correspondents in Port Harcourt, Soibi Ruwari, had given us some on-the-spot assessment of what's happening. He said 11 of those trucks came into the assembly complex to bulldoze or bring down that building. We have a video on our social media. You can go take a look at that video. Yes, it shows you in real time what was happening on Moscow Road in River State. Well, that's our second big story. Still on River State. Governor Fubara has presented a budget as the speaker has declared 27, let's say 26 seats vacant. Well, many people would say that I think also, so we made, he commented in that regard also as to what happened. Now, in a dramatic twist of events, Governor Similaye Fubara of River State on Wednesday presented the 2024 budget to a 5-man So this is the Daily Trust newspaper. It's saying a 5-man. So there is one person, one member that's dangling between the APC and the PDP. So he did say that this person has been in absentia. So things have been done on her behalf because she's been out of the country. And so Daily Trust newspaper here is adding that one person to the 4 persons who are loyal to Fubara. I'm guessing she'd have to come out and say something. Now, just as Mr. Ehie declared the seats of the 27 lawmakers who defected from the PDP to the APC vacant, Mr. Governor decided to present the budget. The 5-man assembly was presided over by Edison Ehie, who was on Tuesday backed by a ruling in the River State High Court as the authentic speaker of the State House of Assembly. The budget was tagged Budget of Renewed Hope. Yeah. Does it ring a bell? Yeah. Consolidation and continuity. The River State Executive Council had earlier approved the budget estimate. During the Wednesday proceedings, Edison also declared vacant 27 of the 32 lawmakers. 27, yes, vacant the seat, I beg your pardon, of the 27 out of 32 lawmakers that defected to the APC. There you have it. But there's one odd story out of all of this. Away from River State, the EFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, has declared an ex-minister, Agunloye, wanted for $6 billion fraud. Not naira. $6 billion fraud. A former Minister of Power and Steel, Olu Agunloye, has been declared wanted by the EFCC over an alleged fraud. Agunloye served as Minister of Power and Steel under President Olusegun Obasanjo between 1999 and 2003. The anti-graft agency, in a post on its X account on Wednesday, appealed to Nigerians with information about the whereabouts of this gentleman to report to the nearest police station or the commission. It partly reads that Dr. U. Agunloye is wanted by the EFCC. Do you know his whereabouts? Please do not hesitate to inform the EFCC or the nearest police station. The EFCC had earlier invited Agunloye for questioning over his role in the $6 billion Mambila hydropower project, but he declined their invitation. Obasanjo had earlier accused Agunloye of mismanaging the power project and challenged Agunloye to inform Nigerians on how he got approval without the Federal Executive Council to award a $6 billion contract to Sunrise Power and Transmission Company in respect of the project in 2003. Interesting. I have so many questions, but the phone lines are open. Join the conversation. 0700 993 993 993. I'm asking. First, let's go to River State. I'm going to have our colleague join us. She's the head of news in the Cool Wazobia Info Port Harcourt. Choma is in Wafo. She's going to be joining us to give us some, information and background and some analysis on what's happening in River State. But the first question I'm asking today, obviously, about this situation in River State is, what are your thoughts on that demolition in, the House of Assembly? And again, with the judgment that Fubara got, is it going to rest easy now because the courts are behind him? Or is this just the beginning of more drama to come? Again, as Fubara has presented this budget, is 4 greater than 26? And how alive is the EFCC to his responsibilities? 2003, 2023, how many years later? And this is when the EFCC wants to investigate it, even after the man who was his principal had called him out. Today, the EFCC is deciding to declare the man wanted. I'd like to hear your thoughts, Lagos. 0700 993 993 993. That's 0700 993 993 993. You could join the conversation if you're a lady. 01465 7190. Tweet on X or Twitter with the hashtag HardFacts. Join the conversation. We're live on YouTube and Facebook, Nigeria Info FM. Go ahead and post your comments on our live stream. We'd like to read and hear from you. Also, we're live on Skype. Our Skype is Nigeria Info FM. If you're listening to us from outside of the country, only if you're listening to us from outside of the country, then you can call us via Skype and share your thoughts with us. Are you ready, Lagos? Let's talk. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Marianne.
Good afternoon.
Welcome on today's program.
Thank you.
Knowing the kind of person Wike is, with the judgment of the court, I would say it's not yet to huru for Sim Fubara yet, honestly. Wike has been dominating rivers. even as the minister in Abuja, he's still dominating rivers. I'm happy they gave this verdict. But the issue is, what is coming up after this whole thing? So if you tell me he should rest, Fubara should not rest yet too. He should keep fighting until this man on his neck choking him leaves him alone so that he can run the affairs of River State. Enough is enough. This godfatherism is a monster, a hydra-headed monster that is killing Nigerian politics. So except we nip it in the bud, I don't think it's time for him to lay everything to rest. He should keep fighting for it. He'll get there.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Fact.
Your personal credit limit.
Okay. I'm not the one calling, am I? Hello, welcome to Hard Fact.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, Sister Miriam.
Yeah.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanoje in Ikoton.
All right. Osifo, go ahead.
On River State, the demolition is purely political. The demolition of that House of Assembly is purely political,
Really?
as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Though builders will tell you that it is dangerous to leave it like that later it may fall. But for now, even at the issue, why it's been demolished is that the governor, went to, make sure that it is destroyed so that the 27 members who are loyal to his predecessor will not be able to sit there conveniently.
But then there's a law. A law that states that if they do decide to decamp or cross-cap it, then they need to, one way or the other, forfeit their seats. So, I mean, whether they demolish the House of Assembly or not, that's a law.
No, on the forfeiture of that seat, the court will still make judgment on that. It is not yet Uhuru for those 4 members, or even for the present governor, that is Fubara, because they would still take that to the appeal court. And I'm sure that at long last, the 27 members who are loyal to Wike will last. Because he who laughs last best. I mean, who laughs last best. So
Okay.
these people
All right.
are going to laugh best, no
All right.
matter what.
Thank you very much for calling. I like how certain you think you are that no matter what, they will laugh last. Okay. Hello. Welcome. This is Koboko, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Christmas in Arias.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you. So I support Fubara. Fubara, he has human feelings. That's why he went and they demolished that place, because they may stay there and try to impeach him, because the place that got by fire, it is not got by heat that can go by gas. That gas can result to the house falling on top of them. So I support him well. I support him for passing the budget, and the lawyer will say he must pass the budget. I want the commissioners of rivers and the rivers people to support Fubara to stop this oligarchy and the anarchy and the dictatorship of Niger.
Okay.
That I support him. He should not check. Are you hearing me?
Okay. All right.
Concerning to that one, Natri Soliba, I don't talk to.
Yes.
I've lost my count.
Okay.
I've lost my countenance.
All right.
I've lost my countenance.
Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Sobi calling from Ikeja.
Soibi, all right?
Yeah, for week enough is enough. Marianne, do you know when war saw war was normal? Fubara should continue what he's doing. Enough is enough. Weak issues should not come and be threatening people. No one man is an island, Marianne. You see, one day there's no family that you don't have men. In River State, there are men in every family. Wike is not only man in River State. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Sobi, for calling. We're going to be joined in a bit. Maybe after the first break, we will have Choma Ezenwafo. She is the head of news. Wazobia Info Port Harcourt. She will be joining us to give us a brief analysis of what's happening in River State. And it's very interesting that we have to have this conversation, because I did remember when I asked if you all was going to be well right after Sim came out to say it was just a father and son controversy and he was, all done and dusted. But here we are. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Barega, which is my name.
Turn off your radio, please.
I'm sorry. Okay, are you okay now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm solidly behind Fubara.
Why?
The reason why is this man did not allow Amechi to be his own godfather. He denied Amechi so far. If Odile is doing, had it been this Odile that is doing this thing that Wike is doing now, Wike will not have a chance or to come and be doing all these things that he's doing in River State. If anybody that wants to do that is supposed to be Odile. Do you understand me? Mm-hmm. But Odile did not look at those areas. Odile is not after baby being godfather to anybody in River State. Why will Wike do that? Start that kind of a thing, and they want to cause mayhem in River State. And the way River State used to do that thing. They have different groups, different militants. If they start war in that River State now, that place will be on go. Nobody.
I don't think anybody wants that. I don't think that anybody wants that.
I know nobody is praying for that, but there's no way you beat somebody and that child not to cry. You understand me? So I fully in support of Fubara. Yesterday I told my brother, if Fubara is fast enough, let him submit the budget so that these people will do that, pass that budget before you know it. You understand me? That's what I'm discussing with my brother yesterday. Anything that you want that help pass very fast, let him do it.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I'm being joined by Choma Ezenwafo. She's the head news and current affairs in Cool Wazobia Info Port Harcourt. Choma, it's so good to have you join us. Choma, can you hear me?
You are unclear. I can. Hi, Miriam.
Great. Hi. I mean, I wish it was under better circumstances, but here we are again talking about, the drama between former Governor Wike and Sim Fubara. Paint a picture for us. We already know that there's been a bulldozing of the House of Assembly. They've given us their reasons. But let's talk about the politics of it all, why we're here again. I think I'd take you back to Sim speaking to us and saying father and son's quarrel and but that this is over. It's nothing. They've sorted it out. Fast forward to what happened over the weekend, and then here we are. Let's talk about the politics of it, Choma.
Well, the truth is that the governor is not willing to have an open banter with the former governor. In fact, we see there's a better message. Today is the former governor's birthday. I'm seeing the governor put out an official celebratory felicitating the former governor. And for me, that's a pointer that he's not willing to have an actual public out any banter with the former governor. He's continuously talked about peace. He's also talked about not failing Rivers people. And what we see here is a possibility of a breakdown of the peace that we know that the president was supposed to be brokering between these two politicians. And it's we understand that the center of this battle is with the Rivers lawmakers and how it's been shared so far. Questions of whether the current assembly, or rather the lawmakers led by Edison Ezie, whether they actually constitute a quorum, and whether what they are doing is enough to challenge those who are loyal to the former governor. And where we are right now, obviously, is not a good place because, Mary, and there's so much going on in River State apart from this political drama.
Just hold your peace. We're going to come back. We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about what's really happening in River State and the fact that this is not the first time we've seen something like this. This is a type and a shadow of what we've experienced back in River State. But we'll be right back. Choma Ezenwafo is the head of news in Cool Wazobia Info Port Harcourt. We will be right back after this break. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. These are the big three stories for today, and all three of them, Rivers.
With the latest news and trending conversations here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Don't tell people, I did wait. Why are you losing weight? Yeah. Eating. No, it's not your business.
And the pass is good. Finally.
We should be patient and pray to that God is going to answer our prayer.
Please, this is not all about prayer. It's not like it's not prayer. That is like the mentality. It's not finding happiness in your own. You pray.
Your number one station talk. Let's talk.
Where would you be during Christmas? Come and have fun at our Christmas party. Santa is coming. Are you coming? Come experience the most exciting, fun-filled, and magical Christmas ever at Fun Factory. Our doors are open from the 4th to 26th of December, and you're all invited to come celebrate and jolly with us. There is going to be lots and lots of fun, games, rides, and gifts for every child. Come on, children! Santa awaits you! And remember, we are at your favorite neighborhood, 10 Lai Yusuf Crescent off Admiralty Way, Lekki, Phase 1. Visit us now or call 0809-828-8888 for further inquiries.
Ho, ho, ho. Hey girl, you and this fan vanille, don't you ever get tired of it?
I'll let that question slide, because I know you have had it in a while. Vendor, give my friend one fan vanille, please.
Wow, it is so creamy
and so tasty. Now see why I can't get enough?
Enjoy the irresistible Fan Vanille, vanilla-flavored frozen milk drink. Still extra creamy, still extra tasty. Grab yours on the go and enjoy pure refreshment. Fan Vanille, a quality product from Fan Milk Nigeria PLC.
Story. Once upon a time, this is a Nigerian story you don't every day. This is the story of how we ruled the sub-Saharan e-commerce market, all thanks to social media, online advertising. Naija dey carry last. Go to Story Hub on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and watch the stories of how Nigerians are growing their businesses via social media. Story. Keep the story going.
You're listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
There's a reason why over 1 million people tune into Hard Facts every day. We discuss in-depth stories with sources behind the facts.
The Lagos State High Court sitting convicted, suspended the Chicago certificate story is never going away, is it? Show with stories for the day.
You hear diverse voices and opinions.
And she was meeting campaign with her husband, knowing that.
We should not put happy because there is nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Marianne Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And we're back with all the facts that you need on Hard Facts. My name is Mariana Cole. 99.3 Nigeria Info is the frequency. We're live and broadcasting from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. You can watch and listen to us live from anywhere in the world. All you need to do is download the Nigeria Info mobile application. That way, you can take us everywhere you go, even on Mars, you know. But if you're listening to us from outside of the country via our website or our mobile application, all you need to do is call us and join the conversation via Skype. We're Nigeria Info FM on Skype. But before we went on that break, I did say that we were talking with our head of news, Cool Wazobia Info in Port Harcourt, Choma Ezenwafo, who's been keeping a close eye on all that's been happening in River State. Choma, before we went on that break, you were talking about something which is very important. It's very interesting. Like I said, this is a type and a shadow of what we have seen for those of us who've lived in Port Harcourt and experienced, power handed over from one administration to the other. What makes this one different from the others?
Well, I wish I can find the difference, and the fact that it's also still about control and still about power grab. Really, it's still about power grabbing and this, the quest for control and exerting control. Okay, and the governor wanting to demonstrate and, like he continually has said, ensure that River State develops. Mm-hmm. But then the former governor has said this is really about the fact that the political structure that brought you in as governor is what you are tampering with. And that's actually where we've been. We've not seen the former governor say anything outside of this. It's still purely about the political decisions or political moves of the present government. And what we cannot find at the, and I also think that the current governor because for a while we noticed that there wasn't any action. There was just silence. And then it was the Martin Anehule-led lawmakers that were holding about 3 sittings in the space of 5 days. Okay, and not much was heard from the government. And all of a sudden, we see all of this happening this morning. Just yesterday, there was a rally. While he was away, he was not in River State, actually, yesterday. And there was a rally of people from the River Senatorial District declaring support for the governor. And for me, I saw that as another chapter was about to be opened, apart from what we saw happen earlier in the week as well, where a court order asked that the current, the Martin Amihule-led lawmakers should not sit anymore. And that was yesterday as well. And no one saw this demolition coming. And so it's being perceived by political pundits that he's finally, because a lot of people, he's got a lot of support here in River State, I must say. We have people continually reaching out online, on air, saying that they want the government to do more. And so this is like the first actual, what do I call it now?
Move that he's made,
Yeah, bold move of pulling down the assembly. Although the American-led lawmakers are saying that this was done, it was done in bad faith, they say. But the government actually isn't being aggressive about this. They are saying that it was done after an inspection by the governor himself, and it was done because he could no longer trust the integrity of the building. But explanations from the other party, that's the Martin and lawmakers, says you didn't even allow people to empty the building. All the files, all the archives, and one mix of the assembly, legislative body, all of it was in the building as of the time it was being demolished.
Wow.
And so that gives a difference, because that's not what the government is telling us. The government is saying that this was done because we need to build another one. And it's also coming at a time that the last sitting that the Martin Amihule-led lawmakers held, they were calling out the governor and saying that the governor is yet to arrest suspects or perhaps even do anything since the assembly complex was, a section of it was burnt down. So now actions are being taken, and they're saying it was taken in bad faith.
Wow.
So really, it's still that the political...
everything has politics written all over it.
Yes, and while we are dealing with all of that, there are socio-economic implications to all of this.
Absolutely.
Of course, I just finished my show, the business show on Nigeria Info here, where we talked about the economy of River State and the fact that River State, even though it's the second richest state in Nigeria, did not attract foreign investors in 2022. And so if we're looking at 2023 and all of this happened just 5 months into this current government administration, it appears we're going to have zero again in 2023, and that's not good.
Wow. Let me quickly, because I want to let you go quickly. Let's talk again, still staying with the politics of it, because that's where I want to sink my teeth into. Many would say that this man, who's been quiet all through his campaign until he assumed office, I'm sure that you can back me up on this one, never for once spoke about anything during his campaign. Wike did all the speaking. Many would say, those who are in support of him are saying he's playing Wike at his game, because this is the only person in River State that somewhat has gotten close to playing Wike at his game. Again, there are also those who are saying that he may not succeed at the end of the day because 4 cannot be greater than 26. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's also a question that's been asked. The issue of a quorum, what constitutes a quorum, should be about between 10 and 11. We've asked lawyers, and they've said that it's about 10 and 11. And the last time we checked, the lawmakers are 26, actually. They are not 27. They are 26. That's the Martin Amihule-led lawmakers. They are 26 because the deputy speaker she's AWOL, I must say. Let's put it that way, for lack of a better word. She's not been seen since this crisis started on October 30. We understand she's kind of maybe outside the country at the moment. And so she's not been seen. So we're talking about 4 lawmakers with everything in here and 26 lawmakers on the side of the Martin Amihule. And lawyers are saying they do not constitute a quorum. But then these 26 lawmakers, they've gone to the SEC, citing crisis in their party, and that gives it an entirely different twist. And lawyers, there's a debate amongst lawyers, actually, even at this point, what exactly has happened and where that leaves us. And so if we see the 4 lawmakers sitting at Government House and holding plenary, can 4 lawmakers hold plenary who ask that question and question answer? It's not ideal. And let's see where that
what plays out
here.
Let me quickly talk
Especially because the governor has gone to present a budget to these 4 lawmakers.
Yes. Let me quickly talk about the APC before I let you go, Choma. The APC in Rivers State has been split into 2, by the way. Just before the general elections, we did see a side that was still loyal to the man who created that party in the States in the first instance, which is former Minister for Transportation, Rotimi Amechi. And then we also see a group that was somewhat loyal to the presidential candidate at the time, who's now Mr. President. And now with all of these people moving in, we still see, I think I saw, what's his name? On Arise TV today.
Tony Okocha.
No. Tony Okocha is the one who's representing Mr. President's faction. What's the other guy's name? I can't remember his name. He was speaking. He sounded more like, I have no clue that we're receiving 27 people into our party. I have no, prior information.
That should be Darlington Woodry, huh?
I think so. And he sounded more like they're not happy to have this. But then let's talk about the people who have struggled in the APC, who Mr. President passed over their heads and went to Wike in order to be able to win the state. How are they going to feel, and how easy is it going to be for these 26 lawmakers who have moved to the APC? Is it going to be an easy thing for a Wike who's forever fought with the people in the APC? 23 local government chairmen were sacked by Wike once he came into office. There's no love lost there. How is that going to play out? Tell me this in 2 minutes, please.
Yeah, now really, that's one we're keeping an eye on, especially, all of this will unravel in coming days, Marianne. We cannot predict at this time what exactly these moves are because of the intent of it. It's not about the state, it's about political power, it's about grabbing and retaining structure. And so maybe where the structure leads is where the former governor follows. So we'll see that in coming days. Exactly, where this leaves him. Is he going to defect himself? We cannot say at this time because it's been silent since then.
Okay. Well, Choma Ezenwafo is the head of news at Wazobia Info in Port Harcourt. Choma, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you for having me, Marian.
All right. Well, Lagos, it's your turn to talk back. Yes, you've heard a little bit of, the politics and the analysis of what's happening in River State from a different perspective. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. And don't forget, we still have one story about the EFCC declaring an ex-minister wanted over $6 billion. Not 6 million naira. Not 6 billion naira. $6 billion. How alive to its responsibilities is the EFCC? And if former President Olusegun Obasanjo had called this man out a long time ago, I mean, it's not like the EFCC went on leave and then they resumed. They've been there all along. What changed? I'm not saying they can't do their job. Oh, no, please, don't get me wrong. But let's talk. Rivers is the big front burner issue. It's more like front and center. I'd like to hear from you. 0700 993 993 993. Join the conversation. 01465 Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maria.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling
from? My name is Peter Udo.
Okay.
What is happening in Rivers State? I support the present governor.
Okay.
I support this present governor because Wike is not God. If he wants hot, they will give it to him hot. Honestly. Let the governor not be afraid, no matter who else he is. You shouldn't be afraid. What did Wike not do in that River State? There's so many things there. And now, all the nonsense he was saying on radio against APC is very simple human being. Honestly, I listened to all the steps that he has been saying about River State. So why do you want to go to the cancer? Why do you want cancer to come to you to him? I'm telling you, the Rivers, the judge will give him no peace.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling. You've got 60 seconds. Go straight to the point and make your point. All right. But let me quickly read some messages on WhatsApp. And then if you're calling us from Skype, go ahead. We will take your thoughts and comments. Let me run through some of your messages. Okon here says, someone says, hi, Okon. I think Wike should be arrested for bombing the Port Harcourt complex. Where do you have the facts? Did they tell you that they saw him with the dynamite blowing up the complex? Come on, man. He says taxpayers' money is being squandered as the building is being demolished. It's a shame. Okay, sir, get your facts, okay? This one says, should the demolition also include all the furniture, files, air conditioners, or vital removable items in the complex? This is simply taxpayers' money being wasted. Governor Fubara, his action is so rancid and unnecessary. Nigeria is a total comedy. Timothy from Ikorodu. This one says, Marianne, good afternoon. I honestly like what's happening in River State. It takes another mad person to deal with madness, the madness of Wike. My only pain and regret is that the people of River State will suffer more. Ken from Oworo. Thank you, Ken, for your message. This one says, the boy Sim is now a man. He truly learned from Wike. He's now in control of River State Treasury. He can now fight Wike to a standstill and build his own structure. It's cheaper to demolish Rivers Complex than to elect a new governor. Well, that's interesting. I didn't even see that one coming. This one says, good afternoon, Marianne. I'm not surprised with the EFCC inviting a former minister. I only hope others who are culpable are also called to book. But when I consider the Nigerian factor, then I realize it's all noise. On Rivers, I believe the court order is all a ruse. Wike is a master of the game. Governor Fubara should be prepared to go all the way. After all, it's all about politics, nothing personal. Commissioner Tosin Williams. Azu Frank is calling us via Skype. Hello, Azu. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Marianne.
Yes.
Now today I confirm saying be real Port Harcourt babe. you need to go and watch the repeat broadcast of this your program. The enthusiasm, like you're so invested. You have the informations. You're inquisitive. You know the details. Like man, your analysis is spot on. So, be real Port Harcourt babe. I give it to you. Now let's leave that. Now my take on it. Look. Some people call it taking sides. I will just remind them, these are politicians doing what they know how to do best, playing politics, looking out for their own. Your caller, the lady that called from that works in Port Harcourt, she said something that I want to speak out. She said, look, foreign investors are not coming. What does that mean? There's going to be poverty in the land. Yeah. I care more about the grass. I care more about the man on the street, about the woman that needs health care, about the child that needs school. These politicians are busy throwing battles against each other and the people are suffering. The poverty index is 60% in Nigeria. Una they support Wike or the support Fubara. Now they suffer. If you like, don't open your eyes. This is the democracy we are practicing. What did Fola call it? Demonstration of grace. Exactly what it is. This is full demonstration of grace. It's very interesting the way you're analyzing it anyway. Have a lovely day.
Thank you very much, Azue. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, let's take a few more calls. Engineer is calling us from Ebibo. Are you sure it's Ebibo or Ojigbo? Anyone? Hello?
Hello, Beran.
Good afternoon. What's your name, Engineer?
Engineer Christian Elu from Ejibo.
Hi, Chris. Go ahead.
You've kept me waiting for almost 4 minutes. So.
Sorry about that.
No problem. See, it's quite unfortunate the kind of politics that is being played in Nigeria, especially River State. I know how fertile River used to be. I know when Rivers was called Rivers of Blood. I was living in Rivers then at Waterline. I just don't know why Wike shouldn't give this man a breathing space. I'm a full supporter of Fubara. In this war, there is no retreat, there is no surrender. This war he is fighting, he must make sure he won't retreat and he won't surrender. Let Wike kiss the dust. Let Wike kiss the canvas. At least we know, man past man, he has worked for 8 years. All the land that Messi didn't give him all this kind of threat is given to this man. If you know that you are going to why didn't he even ask? It's as if Wike is doing top farm in River State with the way he's behaving.
Okay.
And it's not good for our policy. And for the EFCC, now that they wanted to arrest that former minister, what has the other former EFCC chairman been doing since?
Big question. Engineer, I have to let you go because of time, but thank you very much. Josephine is calling us from Mowe. Hello, Josephine.
Good afternoon, Marianne.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Well, John, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well done for a job.
Thank you.
Yes, Rivers. I'm solidly behind our governor, Fubara. See, Wike, let's go back to the history of this current dispensation of democracy. 24 years. Dr. Odili, 8 years. Rotimi Amechi 8 years, Wike 8 years, all from the same place. This is the first time you're having an Ijaw man. And Wike thinks he wants to control him. It's not going to happen. And I trust my Ijaw brothers. They're going to give it to him neat and tidy. And the heavens will not fall. I mean, the heavens will not fall. Wike, Odili never controlled Amechi. Amechi never controlled Wike. Why is it that he wants to pocket Fubara? This is River State. It is not Lagos State. And this is Wike, 27 lawmakers over the citizens of River State. And we are saying it's not going to happen.
Okay.
And it's not going to happen. This godfatherism has got to stop.
All right, Josephine, thank you very much for calling. I'm not letting you go because you're not making sense, but because of time. I've got 5 minutes on the clock before we go on a break, and I want to hear more of your thoughts and comments. Let's keep it at 60 seconds so I can take all the thoughts and comments. It's very interesting when people say that, and I like that, more Rivers people are calling in. So I love the picture that the last caller painted. It's been people from Ikwere that have led for the past few years. The first person from, one of the reasons why Senator Magnus Abe and former Governor Rotimi Amechi fell out was because Rotimi Amechi had gone to one of those campaigns and promised that the power was going to the upland. And so the likes of Magnus Abe were ready and hoping and willing that they could run. And then when Magnus decided that he was going to run, it caused some form of trouble in that APC. Remember, or let me just tell you, one of the people who fought side by side with Amechi against the PDP at the time, which had Wike as a front person or a front runner, was a Magnus Abe. And that was the beginning of the deterioration within the APC in Rivers State. And now again, for once, somebody from the water part, how do they call them, water side in Rivers, is now, that's the Ijaw people, is now in power. Of course, it will look like, oh, here's another Ikwere person trying to muscle. So it's not just about the politics. It's also about the normal ethnic rivalry that happens within the state. And this time, it looks like the tail of the tiger has been bitten. Metro Man is calling us from Ejigbo. Hello. Hello. Okay, Metro Man, I think that we lost you there. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Miriam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You've got 60 seconds, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sekunda. I'm calling you from Ikorodu.
Go ahead.
Now, I've lived in Port Harcourt for several years, a long time ago.
Great.
So I'm well aware of the politics that goes on there. One fact that remains sacrosanct is that Rivers is a PDP state. So you understand? I heard when you just talked about the struggle between Magnus Abe and Ogoniman.
Yes.
And Rotimi Amechi. So you understand?
Yes.
So I know the politics very well. Now let me tell you what will happen. Yeson Wike, he has shot himself in the leg. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. By all these defections and so on and so forth. All those lawmakers, they will drown with him. Do you understand? This man, this governor that is there, presently there must have been political realignment in Rivers State of all these top people. Do you understand? And I'm sure that being a PDP state, they will not leave Fubara alone in the fight against Yeson Wike and his so-called political structure.
Okay. All right. I have to let you go, sir. Thank you very much for calling. Let me go back to social media because I have to make sure that everyone is carried along. On Facebook Live, Abi Ambo here says, playing God is the most dangerous game, and that's what Wike is doing. I hope he doesn't end up destroying more than his political structure. Daya Dada here on Facebook Live says, Marianne, there is a saying, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse or misuse is inevitable. Who is a betrayer between Wike and Fubara, Atiku and Wike, Akeredolu and Deputy, Obaseki and Deputy, Tinubu and Ambode? these are the godfatherisms fighting their god. I'm sure that you mean, godsons fighting their godfathers. Long message, but I'm going to cut it short. Uzoechi Kenneth says he's watching from. Where did you say you're watching from again, sir? Oh, well, thank you very much for sending us that message. We appreciate it. All right, let me quickly go to our YouTube live. If you're watching us live, we're live Nigeria Info FM 99.3 on YouTube and also on Facebook. You can send us a message via our X or Twitter handle using the hashtag hard facts. That way we can read your messages. Esther Bully said the issue in River State should serve as a deterrent to the would-be sons of politicians that godfatherism is a monster that would eventually sink the ambition or their ambition should they decide to toe that part. It's more or less like dining with the devil. Even if you use a long spoon, you'll end up in trouble. Okay. This one says, this is, of course, the consequence of setting a bad precedent of godfatherism in politics. If you dare to revolt against it with masses-oriented policies, then they fight back and tag you as ungrateful, unloyal, and unpatriotic. This is the rift between the governor and Wike. Logaf here on Twitter sent us that message. I've got 45 seconds. I'm going to try and read one quick message, and then I will go on that break. This one says, when politics in Nigeria becomes family property, such a disheartening thing we see in River State is bound to happen. It goes to show how rotten our democracy has been, and it's high time we rise to the occasion to end this barbaric act. Well, Lagos, we have to go on a break. When we come back on the other side, it's time to talk Madam Landlord. But first, have you played one play? Don't be told. If you go on our handle, you see that somebody won our jackpot and she's there with 500k. There's a lot of money to be grabbed. Oh yeah, go get it, because Christmas is around the corner. Sure, you are going to be doing this in December. It's 500 naira only 500 naira. Go play. We'll be right back after the break, and we'll still be talking on Madam Landlord. But this is where we put draw the curtains for the big three stories. It's still hard facts. My name is Mary Ann Okon, and I'm sure that in the coming days, Rivers will still be a front burner issue, and we'll bring you into the conversation.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. With
99.3 Nigeria Info, we are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.